right, what's going on? Miguel, the host of Life on Circle Radio. First time tuning. What's up? Thank you for joining our community. All right, so today we're going to be talking about a few things today. We've got to talk about there was another announcement that came out today about the situation with the gathering spot in Greenwood. I don't know what to call them. It's not Greenwood Bank because it ain't a bank. So Greenwood and the gathering spot made an announcement today. We're going to talk about, is it Carrell Russel? I don't forgot her name. Carrell Russel. Is that right? Maybe not. Shake your head, yes or no. Anyway, Kia correct me because I ain't paying that close attention to it. And then Jason Aldean, who's talking about try that in a small town. We're gonna talk about that a little bit because that's the same dude who was ducking for cover when they were shooting in Las Vegas about 5 or 6 years ago. And but now he's a tough guy. All right. Oh, so now my mouse don't want to work. Oh, you gotta love that. Hold on. All right. Solutions to everything.
I don't work. Oop.
What was you saying? You saying something smart?
Got a Mac, y'all. That's why it don't work.
Please. You should know over there, Raggedy Dale you got over there.
It is a Dell.
I know.
And I have dropped this thing on the floor 6 times. Why it doesn't work that well anymore, and why I need a new tower. But anyway, what's up, everybody? I have a lot to say.
Yeah. So yeah, you do, and we gonna get all up in it. We're gonna get all up in it. But so there's a lot going on. We had a conversation last week about the gathering spot, and you know I got my black excellence shirt on today.
We're not leading with that, are we?
Maybe. I'm just recapping. So we talked about the gathering spot last week, and then the whole situation with, is it Carrell Russel? What is her name?
Her name is Carrell Russel. Her name is now Jussie Smollett too. She's an AKA. Her name is now Sister.
Why are you dragging AKA in this? Why are you driving the Ivies in this? Go ahead.
Because now people are questioning if she's even still in nursing school, if she's even actually an AKA, if any of this stuff is true. Like, what are we supposed to believe now? If you will go as far as to make up a hoax about you being kidnapped, you could lie about anything.
Go ahead. Go ahead and fill in the story because you're already getting started. Go ahead.
So here's the funny thing about the Carrell Russel case. She got abducted on a Thursday. She got found on a Sunday. Our show was on Monday. And then stuff hit the fan on Tuesday afternoon. And me and Miguel called me on the phone like, Dag, you were right. And I was like, yes.
So it's so funny. As soon as it hit the fan, everybody, you go on social and you see the whole 5 minutes later, the whole SpongeBob thing, right? Because we were on this show last week and you was wearing Carrell Russel out. And I was like, nope, I'm not co-signing with that because I'm not trying to have the black women mob coming after me because I'm not protecting black women. And the next day, 5 minutes later, it comes out that, okay, hold on, what? You walked back to your house?
Yeah, let's do the slow trickle. She did walk back to her house, which a lot of people found suspect. They said she was traumatized. They were trying to get her to the hospital to make sure she was fine. Her boyfriend and parents are coming out to defend her. Okay, fine. Her parents go on the Today Show. And they're talking to, I forgot who interviewed them, but they're saying how she is traumatized. This person is still out there, whatever. The police do their due diligence, which they do with in all kidnapping cases. Just because you came back home, it doesn't just go, oh, you came back home. There is no more investigation. No, there's more investigation now because they want to figure out who took you, whatever. They start looking where she was. They found out she went to Target, where she purchased Cheez-Its. They find out that she got fast food for herself. They found out that she sat inside of the Target parking lot for at least 30 minutes she sat there. They then found out that she was moving, as she was saying that she found a white toddler in a diaper and a t-shirt, that she had moved 600 yards but kept an eye on the toddler. I guess the toddler was keeping the same pace with the car. Somebody called Nick Saban, this baby needs to go to the NFL. Okay, if that's how this is going. I stole that joke from Kevin on stage, but it was just funny to me. Then they started looking at her searches. She was looking for things like the movie Taken. She was looking for, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? How old do you need to be for an Amber Alert? And just very suspect things like that. Then she started to refuse to have a conversation with law enforcement. And they was like, cool, if you want to talk to us, that's fine. We're going to have a press conference where our police chief is going to come out like Dapper Dan in his Easter suit and just give facts. And that's what they did. They just gave facts and it imploded from there. So the newest update is that her lawyer has now come out. She was supposed to go to the police station with her lawyer and have a discussion with investigators. And instead, the lawyer was like, no, here's a statement. Can you read this in the press conference? And again, white dapper Dan was like, cool, I got another suit to wear. Cool, yes, I'll go. I will read this.
You have really been following this story closely, boy. I'm telling you.
I have, because it irks me so much. But he read the statement. The statement basically said, Carly made this up. Hook, line, and sinker. And she wants forgiveness because people make mistakes. Miguel, you can go now because this was not a mistake. There's no mistaking this.
So here's the thing. Hey, criminals and people who have mental issues, if you want to do something criminal, don't go on a highway where there are cameras everywhere. And people can quickly start to suss it out like, so there was a baby walking down the highway.
The highway.
And thousands of people drove by. Nobody even thought about, I know we're in treacherous time and there's really a bunch of buttholes walking around on the earth right now, but I don't see the average racist or whatever driving by and saying, that's a baby on the side of the road. I'm not going to stop, at least and be curious. So that's the first thing that made everybody go, that doesn't make sense.
And don't get me wrong, babies do get out of the house, but not on the highway.
Not on the highway. Not on the highway. Like, come on now, stop. You imagine how far this child would have had to gotten away from her parents to get all the way to the daggum highway. Like, who works
3 miles, at least 3 miles.
So that's just not realistic. So that's the first thing that probably made the investigators say, this sounds a little fishy. And so, then you come back, they say that you use your credit card, your Apple Pay to go out here and go buy some snacks. So it's kind of hard. It's not. And here's the thing that a lot of haven't really been talking about. That boyfriend came out. I sound like that boyfriend. That boyfriend came out and made a statement real quick and said that she wasn't mentally in the shape to really respond right now. We were all still like, okay, man, we're gonna give you some time. He came out real quick and was like, this don't sound right at all.
He did. He didn't come out and make a statement or anything. He just deleted her from his Instagram page. We're in 2022. 2023. But in 2022, when you delete somebody's pictures, all their photos from your Instagram page, that's a sign, he don't rock with her no more.
He don't want to rock with her at all. Like, yo, this shit crazy.
No,
I don't want no parts of this, man. Nope. She mentally is not stable. Don't have me in the middle of this mess.
But I don't like the fact that they are bringing mental illness into this. And I have a huge issue with that because there was so much planning that went into place. Trust me, it was poor planning. It was very poor planning. But it was planning that went into this. I mean, she went and bought the cheeses and then told the police, the lady played with my hair and fed me cheeses. Also, she's playing with your hair. Your hair was in cornrows. We black. Did she unbraid your hair, then braid it back down again to play with your hair? What are you talking about? You searched all these things.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just so ridiculous.
Laugh. It's funny now because, and then what's killing me about a lot of you black people, and that includes the ones who watch this show, y'all are all saying, if it was a white woman, they would never do this. They would be so happy. Have you not been watching the news lately? The FBI is tired of white women even more than this Carrell Russel case. Sherry Papini is serving 18 months for lying about being kidnapped. And they were like, and you're going to pay restitution for all the money we spent looking for you. Chloe Stein is in jail right now because she failed out of college, didn't want to tell her parents, so she faked the kidnapping. The cops are like, no, you're doing jail time and you paying restitution. I think the other girl's name is Brittany Sorensen, who lied on TikTok and said that her kids had attempted to be kidnapped and that she rescued or saved them or something. The cops found out she lied. She really technically didn't do anything wrong because no real man hours were put in place. But they're like, no, we want her to do jail time too.
You all about not having jail. Yeah, whatever. Talking about no real. If that is what the precedence that has been set right now, she's in trouble. Because when it's all said and done, they're going in Alabama now. She's in Alabama. This is not going to be good. And so here's the thing, black folks, black women, black folks, sit this one out. Whatever smoke she's going to get, she's going to deserve every bit of smoke that she's going to get right now because, she got all the attention she wanted. Just like that woman out there in L.A. who claimed she won the $1 billion and she running around and the people, you didn't see about that story?
Oh, tell me.
This woman supposedly got all in the news, start screaming and falling, praising the Lord, talking about something. She won $1 billion.
I saw that, but I thought she won the jet.
The people in the store who sold the ticket said, I know all my customers. I've never seen her before. Never.
Oh, wow.
And so, man, it's just like this social media thing, man. And then there's, it's just crazy. There's this other. Have you heard or seen the Pinky doll? You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, the girl who's the NPC? Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream good. Ice cream tastes good. Ice cream
Yo,
good.
yo, this
I
is
have
like,
fun, 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 fun.
yo, please. I saw this and then I said, I asked my daughters. I said, hold on, hold. Is that a popcorn kernel that she has put in her hair, the pressing comb to pop the corn? And I said to myself, this
I don't
is
know.
weird.
She's always holding it. I don't know what the pressing comb is for.
She puts
but
a kernel of popcorn in there and will pop corn. Wow, let me see if is this one live?
she
I don't
do it
know.
one at a time?
Yes. When I saw it, it was one at a time.
Did
One
you
at a
watch her
time.
pop one whole kernel? It's so funny.
Yo. Matter of fact, you know who turned me on to it was T-Pain. T-Pain, T-Pain was on, and I gotta find it. T-Pain was on his joint, and he did a side-by-side video with her, and
Going, Nicola.
Bro, I'm gonna.
Money gun. I got your name.
I gotta do it.
you see this? You see this nonsense?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And so the attention
Ass.
economy that people supposedly, who knows, they say she's making anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a day, because I guess what she does is that every time she sees somebody who pays her money for this, she thanks them. That's what she does. She calls out their name and then she licks the whatever and pops a kernel porn. And I said to myself, like, when does this stuff stop? And I just don't know when it's going to stop. It's never going to stop.
It never stops. Here's the funny thing about these types of things, and we have talked about this before. I know it's too soon for our marketing minute, but these things are cute for a little bit of time, and then they wear off. Like, people are not making OnlyFans numbers like they were making during the pandemic. They are not. We all know this.
That would make sense because people are outside now. Yeah, that would make
People
sense.
are outside. This NPC girl thing is cute. It might not be so much cute for American people, but I bet you there are a bunch of boys over in Japan and Korea and China who love watching this black girl do, hi, ice cream good, ice cream so good. She sounds like Noah. Like when now that Noah's learning words, ice cream good, ice cream good. Like that's how she sounds to me.
Can you hear that?
No.
The audio's not coming through. All right, I'll figure that out later. Anyway, well, we are definitely at a strange place right now. You heard about the situation with the girl over in Dubai who went over to Dubai?
Yes. I'm gonna rip that girl a new one too. But let me tell you about the older woman, the woman who claimed she won the $1 billion. She was an older woman. So what clout are you hoping to get at over 55? That's like my mama doing this. Like, why would Mama Blanche decide I'm just gonna clout chase for what? What's the point?
There are certain people who love attention. There are certain people who love attention. There are plenty of people out here. You got that chick, that reality show, Mama D, who's somebody's mom. I don't know whose mama she is, but she out there still slapping and fighting people. You 60 plus years old. You out there slapping and fighting people, man. This is all. But if you think about it, it's like if these people had no other talent in their life, and then all of a sudden they found a way to get on the internet and somebody gonna put them on television to do that.
And this is why, and this circles all the way back around, why the reality TV shows are talking about unionizing now. Because they don't get residuals easy. I'm not even joking. Bethany Frankel, who owns Skinny Girl products, and Nene Leakes are all talking about, we get nothing, we are the talent, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But because of certain shows like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, like Jersey Shore, like Alabama Shore, and all these really weird, tacky shows, they can never unionize. Because the fighting and the violence and the BS that comes along with the reality shows, because it's no holds barred, it's not the respective set, they'll never be able to unionize. I think they should get some kind of residuals, but y'all having a reality TV show union? Get out of here. A reunion of losers. Stop it.
You guys have to realize you guys are the reason why, part of the reason why these actors and writers are striking right now. Right? Because it's just, and it's so funny now, between our phones and all the other things of distraction, it's going to be hard and then I saw Leslie Jones last week. Leslie Jones, there's so much going on. Leslie Jones was so upset because people just assume because all actors are rich. 90% of the people who are in the SAG-AFTRA don't even make the $26,000 a year to qualify for health insurance.
Christian Bale, for a long time, did not qualify for health insurance for SAG-AFTRA.
Right,
That's
right.
Christian Bale,
You got to understand, man. These are independent contractors. When they go make a movie, if they make 10,000, 5,000, 100,000, 20 million, if Will Smith goes out there and makes $20 million, let's just say for sake of argument, Will Smith makes $20 million in a year, and the next year he doesn't do a movie, he may not qualify for health insurance, according to SAG-AFTRA, because he didn't get a check for being an actor, right, or a writer. And so, that's obviously is the extreme. So Leslie is sitting back and saying, you guys are sitting out here thinking that all these people out here writing all this material. Here's where it's going to start to sting. When September rolls around, October rolls around, and it's time for those new shows that we've been waiting for the last 5-6 months to come back on.
On order.
They're not coming on.
They're not.
Nobody's writing. Nobody's acting. And as selfish as we are as Americans, that's when all of a sudden people will be like, well, what the hell is going on? My show's not back on yet. Oh, you've been ignoring that for the last 90 days.
And even better, now, all the trash reality TV people, the only thing they can put out is reality shows. That's all they can put out until the writers are off strike as far as some form of entertainment for advertisers to make their money back. But that gets people like Bethany Frankel and Nene Leakes to say, well, look, we're providing entertainment while the writers and everybody's on strike. You guys are replaying our shows over and over and over and over again, and we do nothing. Now, is she right about that? Absolutely. I do agree with her that.
But welcome to the world of being in entertainment, because people have been doing, that's been a problem with entertainers for years. And we just assume that they're doing so great. That's why you've seen so many entertainers. There was a time where you would never see a movie star doing a commercial, a television commercial. It wouldn't do it. For whatever reason, they made enough money. They thought it was beneath them, whatever. You got artists like her doing nationwide insurance commercials. Jill Scott doing nationwide insurance commercials.
Samuel L. Jackson as the Capital One guy.
And you know what? If all this makes sense to me now. If I'm Samuel L. Jackson says, I don't give a doggone what y'all think about me. I've been in more movies and collectively made more money in movies, because they say he's been in, if you add up all the money, all the movies he's been in. Now, obviously, he hasn't been the main star in most of the movies he's been in, but he's the most bankable star in television. I mean, in movies, right? But here's what I do to my Samuel L. Jackson. He's vacationing with Magic Johnson and a bunch of other wealthy people every summer because he's making real bread. And like you said, he's a Capital One guy. This game, this entertainment game, and now that it's to the point that anybody with a camera, I don't have no red camera I'm shooting it right now, but I can shoot 4K with the camera we're looking through right now. There's a lot of content you can get done without having to have a bunch of equipment, and you can get it done and get it in the market.
And I think this is about to be the rise of the podcast again, because, once we came out of the pandemic, podcasting went down because entertainment is back up again. But now the entertainment is about to go down again. Now people can go back to listening to their favorite podcasts, and more podcasts will be popping up, and then podcasts will disappear again. It's that ebb and flow. But, I believe that actors should be paid fair. If your movie is making $250 million, there's no reason for the cast to only be like, hey, you only got $10,000 for this. You should be happy going about your business. Like, wait a minute, what?
Right. And I don't quite understand. I want to have some conversations publicly about how this works, right? Because in addition to the residuals, some of them get residuals, others who don't. Now you're getting into, and perfect example. Thank you, my man DJ. What is fair? We don't know what fair is. We don't know what fair is because there is no blueprint on how this stuff is done, right? Same stuff we've seen in the record industry for years, right? You got a situation with Dreads from Black Sheep who's suing his record company because the song now is probably more popular than it was when it was released 35 years ago, but all this streaming revenue, they're making no money. You got a video out there that's circulating with Snoop. Snoop's out there on a panel discussion, probably at a university somewhere, cussing like an old school sailor, basically saying, I don't understand this streaming ish. Like, how you gonna tell me? He said, back in the day, if I sold 1 million records and I got, 5, 8, 10 points, I knew I was gonna make X. He said, with this streaming stuff, I don't know what I'm gonna make. And somebody got to fix that. But who is making money?
the AI guy, the guy who made Chat GPT, can be the savior, where he's saying you stream this, like there's an algorithm where AI can come in handy, and doing an algorithm and work with the artist to say you get this amount of money. Ice cream. Sorry, I had to do it. So it was something. I just feel like they deserve something, but like Daryl said, what is fair? We don't know, but they do deserve something. If you have a song that's being downloaded constantly, it is in commercials, it is in movies, it is being played in the McDonald's. When you walk in, that should be worth something. If a song is getting 1 million streams,
Right.
it should be worth something.
Right.
Unless it's Jason Aldean, then it deserves nothing.
Right. We're going to get into that, but I want to address this. Amazing that the public seems to be embracing millionaire actors cause while pro athletes get chastised when they hold out or demand more money. Here's a couple of reasons why that is. And let's just, first of all, most of those pro athletes that they pissed off at are black. They hate to see us survive, right? But then you also have a situation where they're unionized. The worst ones are football players. Football players get drugged through the mud. They
gold digger rules. Remember my gold digger rules?
Go ahead, run down your gold digger rule.
The number one gold digger rule is to never, ever, ever date or marry or get pregnant by a football player. If you want good money as a baby mama, wife, or girlfriend, you marry a baseball player.
Well, there's a soccer player who just got $770 million to play 1 year over, and that's a whole nother conversation.
But their bodies get just as damaged.
But $770 million, he good. $3 million a football player, yeah, he gonna be out of bread in about 2 years. But to DJ's point, to Daryl's point, here's the difference with actors. That's why these guys are striking right now. Because as you mentioned, Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise is good. Sam Jackson is good. Will Smith is good. But the fact that there's a picture circulating, there's a brother out there, my name is Richard Bird, Norfolk State graduate. He was on the picket line today with what is her name? From Wakanda, dark-skinned sister, African sister. Lupita.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you forget Lupita? Okay. Lupita Nyong'o.
I'm not good with names. I'm great with faces. Sue me. So anyway, Lupita Nyong'o, she was protesting out there holding a picket sign. Because here's the thing. As great as her career is going right now, she can't bank on that Wakanda money 10, 15, 20 years from now. Unless she had an amazing deal.
Unless she did the what's his name? Tony Stark deal. Unless she got the Tony Stark deal, like Chadwick did the Tony Stark deal, instead of getting a paycheck, we want a percentage. But that percentage used to include DVD, like they're always saying, it used to include DVDs. It used to include you buying on your TV. Right. It says nothing about streaming the films.
I would hope now that everybody is negotiating, and that's why these people are striking, right? Because their current contract probably addresses nothing about streaming. And then the other issue that just makes no sense to me is that how in the world are you going to tell me you're going to hire a B-list or any actor and say, from here to the end of time, I can take your likeness and I can make as many films as I want, as many projects as I want.
Disgusting to me.
Absolutely.
I know you and I were saying it's disgusting. You're going to take my face, my body, and my voice and just change it up whenever you want to. So that also brings up the question, so is my voice going to be able to be in anything, and my likeness from a G-rated movie to an NC-17 movie that I would never go in as a woman of God? Now I can just be put in that?
Once you sign it away. I saw this woman who was trying to promote it, and she's an AI. I wish I'd have found that or held on to that video. She basically was making the sale of it was, hey, imagine that you go and you want to have a movie that's going to feature Samuel L. Jackson in a love scene with, Betty White. You can put it in the algorithms, make it happen, and the content is created. It's just weird. It's just weird, man. It's weird. And you got to get to that point that it's like it's happening in politics right now. There's a situation, and I got to find that story too, where now you got speeches. I saw a AI generated deal with Barack Obama 3 or 4 years ago that just flew over everybody's head. It was something that he never said. So you imagine now. So you imagine now. You've got people like Governor DeSantis that's trying to strip the history out of the books. Then you got people who can generate conversations and comments from people that never happened. 20, 30, 40 years from now, people are going to have no idea what's true and what's a lie. They're
And
not gonna have
that's
any
the
idea.
problem.
They're gonna
And
have
it's so
any
funny
idea.
because they already use a little bit of AI in certain movies. I don't know if you remember the Kingsman. Remember the Kingsman, the British movie about the British Secret Service?
Yeah, yeah.
And they used a voice like Barack's voice to play the president. Like they're already were trying to slip that in, like we didn't notice, and now
Right,
it's supposed to be fine. And now that they're
right,
really about to do it, are we really shocked? They've had these politicians kind of been slipped in these movies forever. I mean, how many
right.
times have we heard George Bush's voice in the movie or Bill Clinton's voice in the movie by a voice
Well, well,
actor?
well. Here's the thing: when you have a voice actor that's doing it, you can always tell that that's not really that person, right?
Mhm.
They've got this AI down to a point, and you got people like Timbaland who's talking about, he's praising it about how it's going to be, the next thing coming in music. You've got people who have taken old songs and put Frank Sinatra on rap songs or R&B songs, and it's like it's funny to some people, but then you look at it and say, 20, 30 years from now, you're going to have content out here that people will have no clue, and there probably will be no regulation, or at least not in enough time to differentiate between this content was really made by the content creator. This content was totally generated by a computer.
Well, does that mean that the estates can sue? Basically, I mean, it's
There's no,
copyright.
you don't know. That's the thing. When you're, and that's why, that's why I'm looking at these actors and writers and saying, God, I'm with y'all. Because this has got to stop. Like, how are you going to sit up here and tell me that me as an artist, or me as just a working actor, I'm going to walk on your set and you're going to record me, record my likeness, record my face, record my voice, and then all of a sudden from here and forevermore, hey, and my man DJ, who is a JD, he's an attorney. Copyrights aren't in perpetuity. So I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. Like where?
How long you had a lawyer friend? How long have you had a lawyer friend?
I got plenty of lawyer friends.
Okay, Daryl, you just tuned in. I got a question for you. What could Carrell Russel be charged with? I hate to circle back, but I didn't know he was there. He was
He ain't
a lawyer,
a practicing
so
attorney. He practiced a long time ago. If you got an opinion, DJ, we'll drop it up in
I
there.
want to know, what can she be charged with? All the charges, like what?
All right.
What's
In the meantime, we're gonna
Yes,
jump in the
sorry.
comments, and if anybody who wants to comment on what this Carrell Russel and other things we've been talking about today, talking about Carrell Russel, we didn't talk about a whole lot already. Carrell Russell. But let's jump into this real quick recap of what is going on. We talked last week about the gathering spot, and as we mentioned, for just a quick recap, primarily black-owned community of black entrepreneurs here in Atlanta, and the crap has been hitting the fan for a good minute. Okay, you sit back there, a whole lot of folks who watching this, yeah, right. So this came out earlier today. So supposedly they kissed and made up. So here's the thing: the gathering spot was, and I read in the AJC, I think it was today, worth $50 million in the sale 2 years ago. The Greenwood, whatever you want to call it, it's not a bank, is
The rush
worth
card.
Let's, for the sake of conversation, the Greenwood rush card was valued at $350 million. Okay, and so when the sale went through, $50 million, they supposedly had given $25 million in cash and $25 million in stock in Greenwood, right? And so coming out today, Ryan, and they're sued them. So now today, Greenwood and the gathering spot today announced jointly that we have resolved our outstanding business disputes and will continue to uplift blacks and minorities by building community and supporting financial freedom around the country. And so this other stuff, you want to go follow them at the gathering spots with an S. This is the quote from one of the Ryans. This is the Ryan on the Greenwood side. Greenwood was founded to support financial freedom, blah, 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 blah. Then they got this Ryan with ready to finish what we started, the same spirit that we built. So basically what they're saying now is that the two we talked about, Ryan and TK, matter of fact, I think it might be is it in this part? Where is it? It's here where it says that they're going to, here it is. Greenwood and the Gathering Spot share the same mission of supporting financial freedom, blah, 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 blah. The Gathering Spot will continue to operate as an independent subsidiary of Greenwood under the leadership of its co-founders, Ryan Wilson and TK Peterson. Together, they will continue to deliver, featuring blah, 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 blah. So, they sit up here, we don't know what's happening, quite candidly. We're looking at this thing and saying, there's so much ish hit the fan last week when this came out, and Greenwood decided they want to figure out a way to try to until here's how we're looking at it right now in the community. until we hear Ryan and TK in front of a camera telling us what's going on, we don't believe you. You need more people.
I'm sorry. I'm still mad at Killer Mike for having us all think that Greenwood was a bank when it's really just a rush card. Y'all remember rush card where you got your little debit card because you couldn't get no bank account, so you got a rush card. So
Yeah.
that's what Greenwood is. So us walking around thinking it's a bank and the bank has invested in the gathering spots. No,
Yeah.
Greenwood is owned by an all white company. So now that all that's come out, people are feeling away. I'm not even a member of the gathering spot. I'm just somebody who was lucky to go there one time, and I still feel away. So whatever.
So it's and now they have a whole nother thing that's going on. We Still Gather, I think it's a website, and they're starting really the investigative journalists that are these folks who are pissed off. They pulled up an interview. Killer Mike was on the 60 Minutes, and he talks about how it was a bank. You ain't heard nothing from Killer Mike. I bet you we go to his Instagram right now. Ain't nothing up here about no gathering spot in Greenwood because he don't want no parts of it. This stuff is crazy. And so when it's all said and done, we'll see how it comes down. Hopefully Ryan and TK get their bread and they keep it moving. Daryl has got a couple of responses to you in the chat. Let's see.
Yes.
LOL, depends on Alabama law, which I don't know. In some jurisdictions, you can be charged with falsely reporting a crime, but it's a misdemeanor.
That's a misdemeanor? That's
That's a crime anyway. I mean, that's a misdemeanor anyway.
Okay. Well, no, it's a misdemeanor. I guess I'm thinking of it. So you say somebody stole something from the store, like, oh, that 2 kids stole 2 bags of chips. That seems like a misdemeanor. But you falsely claiming that a baby is walking on the interstate and that you were abducted, or if somebody was murdered, that seems like it needs to be more than a misdemeanor.
When did she say somebody was murdered?
No, that was another example.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed something. But no, it's falsely reporting a crime, which is a misdemeanor. Now, when it comes down to the restitution piece, which you talked about is happening in these other cases, that may cost her a whole boatload of bread and put her in further debt, seeing that she's already in nursing school, which means she probably already did that. She's not going to be
in nursing school no more. There's no nursing school worth their salt would keep her in their school. AKA, y'all better rescind her letters because this is a hot mess. She needs to learn that there are severe consequences for you wanting your boyfriend back, because that's the assumption she did all this to see if her boyfriend would want her or come looking for her or care about her. Well, now you know he doesn't care about you because he left you now, so it was worth it. Anyway, let's move to the next topic.
All right, let's get into Jason Aldean. So for some of
all
you
the
guys,
white people who I just tweeted and put a message out there, come on in, come listen to what I have to say, because you guys are going to be shocked by me and Miguel's take on this. Slightly shocked.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get your take first. I want to hear your take to see if I'm gonna be shocked. So Jason Aldean, for people who don't know, Jason Aldean made this song called "Try That in a Small Town." He called himself being a tough guy, and he shot a video in front of a courthouse in Tennessee where lynchings happened. He's got all these videos of all this, what they call it, Black Lives Matter, and all this blah 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 blah. But I found it very interesting when you start talking about all that. Try that, don't you spit in a cop's face and all this type of stuff that he was talking about. Now, one part of his video included January 6th, which that was all about spitting in cops' faces and trying to kill cops and disrespecting the flag and all of that. But that did seem to make his little video. But let's hear your take.
My take is the song, and this is where I said me and you agree. The song is fine. No one gave a darn about the song. The song is country goodness, sweet tea, pissing off a black back porch. It's all of that. The song is from Jason Aldean. It's completely fine. Where the disconnect happens is only with the music video. One, the music video don't go nothing with the song. I thought when I saw the music video, oh, he's going to show a kid breaking into a car and tough guys walk up on him and say, what are you doing? Get out of here. Cool, fine. Or an drunk husband attacking his wife in the bar and all the people being like shoving him out, women hitting him with his purse. I thought it was going to be like that because that's some Try That in Small Town stuff. Yeah. When you see the video has nothing to do with the song.
The video has everything to do with the song. Go ahead.
We're very disrespectful. That's my opinion. Yeah. But you have all of these things of Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and it kind of whitewashed the reason why people were actually out there protesting. Like, we were just doing it because we were mad. Like, we were just doing that because we had nothing else to do. That's not some Try That in a Small. Okay, so fine.
He's a Trump supporter. He's a Trump guy.
And
He's
he
a
is a
MAGA
Trump guy,
guy.
and that's fine. I'm not hating him because he's a Trump guy, but he should also have one, common sense about his career. Two, realize that you also have fans who are black and white, who are country fans, and your video was unnecessarily inflammatory. You could have had a kick-ass country old school old boy video. Well, it was old boy. That's not the right word. You could have had a country fun video about really standing up in a small town, and instead you chose just to make it seem like the torment of black people and defending themselves, it was nothing. And again, me and Miguel have said this. Rioting is not the best, but not every single BLM protest was a riot.
First of all, I would like anybody to please drop it in the chat, drop it in the comments, wherever. Give me an example of where BLM protests were violent and were happening in small towns, right? So this is not something where BLM went to his hometown in Macon, Georgia, which is an hour from where I'm sitting right now, and went to Macon.
Okay, wait. They said Macon, Georgia wasn't racist. I was like, I'm from the South. Macon, Georgia is racist. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And there was an article on NBC News, and I'll probably try to find it, see if I can pull it up, when it talked about the biggest concentration of militia camps in America were in Macon, Georgia. Okay.
Macon is racist. And let me rephrase that, because a city can't be racist. The people in Macon are racist. It is where the South will rise again. It's Macon, Georgia, honey. I'm telling you that from the bottom of my soul. I'm a Southern girl, Florida. I got family in Georgia. Miguel lives right outside of Macon. Omar's uncle lives right in Perry, Georgia, which is, I forget how Perry sits, but
Perry is down. It's down there near Macon. It's relatively down there.
The other thing I think is funny with Jason Aldean is you said don't try that in the small town because all these things were happening, and you were in a mass shooting and you were terrified, understandably so. You were terrified, you were scared, you ran for safety and cover. So how did it go from, because in that even things, comments he made back then were about gun violence and this and that, and now it's shoot 'em up, bang, bang, I'm this hard ass. And it's just, it's not congruent with what he said in the past, this life stuff he's been through.
It's fake tough guy stuff, right? This is what this really boils down to. This is Jason Aldean Penn's heartfelt letter following the Las Vegas shooting, right?
I remember this.
Right, and so this was the Jason pray for Vegas. This is all we were talking about. But for some reason, when it comes down to making a stand, and then all of a sudden people just start to go back to their corners. And the people who are supporting him and supporting his music, and the people who are giving him the streams that he wants, they want this. He's giving red meat to his base. That's where we are as a society. We're all giving red meat to our base. And so, and when he comes down to it, I listened to this guy, and I was just like, yeah, this is a song, country. And I've said this for many years. Country music guys, country music people can write some really good songs. They know how to write great songs, right? And so some of the best, Whitney Houston, that song was written by Dolly Parton, right?
Dolly Parton.
So great songs. This was put out there to gaslight and get more people to know who he was who never paid attention to him before in our lives. I knew about Las Vegas and what happened in Las Vegas. I didn't know what country artist it was. I don't remember because it wasn't something that I really, he's not my market.
I knew about his affair. And I've talked to you about his affair. Like, he's gotten famous not for his music. It's always dumb stuff. It's always he had an affair with, I think her name was Brittany something, and she was a country singer, got caught publicly, left his wife, married this girl. He was famous for that for a while. Then the Las Vegas thing happened. He was famous for that for a while. Now this is coming up. He's famous for that for a while. I mean, there are country singers. For example, Luke Bryan is famous to me. I think Luke Bryan is awesome.
I know his name. I know Luke Bryan's name. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's famous. Jason Aldean is not Luke Bryan, but it also has had a trickle effect. So CMT banned the music video from CMT, and I get that because a lot of people like to bring up, they never ban hip hop videos. Yeah, they do. They have banned a lot
of hip hop videos. Absolutely. We fought for many years.
I don't know if y'all remember "Tit Drill" by Nelly. That video now could be easily shown on Nickelodeon at this point with where we are in 2023.
Not quite.
But back in the day, they were like, you absolutely cannot show this on our network. And Nelly, you can't perform this anywhere. So it was banned. So because of them banning his video. Luke Bryan has left the board at CMT. He's also removed his licensing from CMT. There have been several other members of the board who removed it. A lot of people are talking about boycotting and banning CMT, which I think is stupid because CMT is really the last station or last network that's showing music videos.
Well,
so country
yes.
artists, what y'all gonna do?
Well, here's the thing. It's funny that you bring that up because here's what's happening in the industry, right? The last 30 years, we watched that hip hop, R&B has been pop music now for the last 20 to 25 years, at least, probably longer. Now, country music is becoming. There was an article about whether or not is it time for the pop community to start accepting country artists as pop stars, right? And so we're at. But and here's the thing, yeah. And so what you have is a situation where, yeah, CMT, my experience in the radio industry, there was a time where everything was very segregated. Black radio played black music.
Yeah.
The pop song station, contemporary pop played this. The country songs played this, whatever. And so you used to have some songs and some artists you used to bleed through. Now you're getting to the point that a lot of the hip hop that's being made right now, if I'm a radio programmer, I'm not playing most of that garbage. If I'm a contemporary hit station that has a blended an audience of black, white, Hispanic, Asians, and the whole. Now I'm not playing that trash. I'm not playing that trash. So now you've got to fill your programming. And if it's a cool song, you think about what happened with Taylor Swift, who's the biggest star in the world right now. She started off as a country artist, right?
And Florida, songs like Florida
over.
Georgia Line. Florida Georgia Line has a lot of songs that could easily just be played and have been played on regular pop stations. Heck, they've been played in the Black Clubs. People are like, oh, that's my jam. That's my song.
Right. So now you have these artists like, Jason Aldean is if I'm part of his team, I'm going to take this opportunity the same way that what's her name used to be Hannah Montana. What's her name? Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus went from she totally reinvented herself from being this Nickelodeon star or Disney star, whichever one she was, flipped it, took her clothes off, went out there and danced around and got some controversy, and then she became a huge pop star, right? This Jason Aldean situation is feeding the Fox News MAGA base. Yeah, and that means he does not care about what we or anybody else thinks because the numbers he's looking for, he's getting. And so it's not going to change. It's somebody else going to come out that's going to make it worse. And then I laughed and joked about it. And I said, well, you want to clap back. There's going to be a rapper that's going to be like, well, try that in our hood. Bring it to our hood. Somebody's going to do a response record to that.
And they keep comparing hip hop music that people just let hip hop songs play and they don't get banned. Rap songs get banned all the time. They don't get played on radio. A lot of the crap that Miguel is talking about, the reason why those crappy songs are famous now because of YouTube, because you can't play it on the radio.
YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and IG and all that.
That's the only way.
Absolutely.
But Jason Aldean put out a quote saying, I love our country. I want to see it restored to what it once was before all of this BS started happening to us. My response is, what is the BS and who is us? Like your quote is very
We know who us
ambiguous.
is. Anytime these patriots start talking about America to make America great again, it's before black people and Asian people and gay people and all these people had a voice. They hate to hear us talk, move, express ourselves, be relevant. And the problem is that for many years, and we were best entertainers, best athletes. Now you get to the point, the only thing you had left was politics, and we became superstars in politics with Obama, and that was the last straw. Oh, now you got these people in business. You got all these folks like the Diddy's of the world, and they making all this money in business. The bottom line is, guys, live your life. Leave us alone. Right?
And
if you don't have the talent to compete, then play your position. But Jason Aldean's got talent, but he went out there and says, I'm gonna put gas on this fire, and I'm gonna sit up here and say this is gonna get me talking. And I would have never been talking about Jason Aldean a week ago. I don't care less.
He has talent, and whoever wants to fight me can fight me. Jason Aldean has talent, but so does Sierra, according to some people. So it's like, great, Jason, you can sing, you can strum a guitar, but you're not a Luke Bryan. You're not a, oh Lord, I'm around of white people to stop talking about. Tim McGraw. Is that a person? That's a person, right?
Tim McGraw's a person. Yes, he is.
You're not Shania Twain. You're not a Shania. Shania Twain bring black women out. If there was a Shania Twain concert in Orlando, I'd be like,
Shania Twain, then my man Garth Brooks. I got friends in low places. And they can't stand Garth because Garth is actually a liberal. As a country artist, it drives. And
Garth don't care because people who love Garth are like, I hate his politics, but I love his music. I'm gonna buy a ticket. That's how it is.
So anyway, this story is what it is. It'll go away soon, but it's just unfortunate that there's such success in division, And really, when you think about it, there's really not a lot of black artists. There's really not a lot of pop artists. A lot of these Hispanic artists, they just partying and having fun. The only ones who want to keep the shit going on is these MAGA folk. They want to sit them and just keep this conversation and keep us in this division and all this type of crap. It's so disheartening, and then I would love to see these right wing Christian folk. And I told you I did. We finally watched Hillsong. We finally watched that. And it's these are the people who saddle up with people like Jason Aldean, and they give them cover. Stop giving them cover. If you are a Christian, attention Christians, if you are a Christian, you need to be denouncing Jason Aldean for causing this level of division in our country. If that's what you want.
And that's where we get into cancel culture, and I can't cancel culture Jason Aldean for just having a crappy video where he shows his racism. You're showing your racism. I don't need to cancel you. What's the point? What's the point of canceling a Jason Aldean? Because we know he's not gonna have no career. It's not gonna be 10 years down the line. I don't even think he's won an award for his.
Who gives a doggone about awards? He's going to make money. His concerts are going to sell out. Wherever he goes now, they want to hear him do that crappy song and put the video up on the screen so they can scream all their racism all in unison. Yes, cancel him. Cancel racism. That's the one thing that drives me up the walls, is that it's just such an unnecessary part of our lives. But anyway, let's move on. We got anything funny to talk about? What else we got on the list?
That's something fun and something hilarious that I think your wife and you might appreciate. ABC has
Is it a what? No, not how what yet. Go ahead. Go finish it.
How what? Let's go.
All right, hold on a second. Let me how what it. Hold on.
Hello, all the new people are in here watching the show. Welcome to the show.
What video intro ain't working? All right, so let's go. All right, let's how what it.
Well, it has finally happened. The Bachelor has reached new heights. The Bachelor on ABC. They are now introducing the Golden Bachelor. He is a nice, sexy 71-year-old restaurateur. His name is Terry. Hold on, sorry, I had to click on the button to see. His name is Gerry Turner, and he's a stud. Basically, he is an old school stud. Back when,
what's his name? Back in the day. Pull it up. Jason Turner. Let's see if I can pull him up. Go ahead, keep talking.
And it's Gerry with a G. It's Gerry.
His name is Gerry Turner? Is it Gerry Turner? Is that his name?
Gerry Turner.
All right, let's see.
Turner married his high school sweetheart, Tony, in 1974, but after 43 years together, she fell ill and died in 2017. He probably killed her. But that's okay. Now,
what
Turner's
is it? Is this the Bachelor? Is this the Bachelor you said? Okay. Let's see if I can find him.
Now, Turner's two daughters, Angie and Jenny, plus his granddaughters, Charlie and Peyton, are encouraging him to get back in the dating game. And while I fully support his second shot at love and plan to devour every single second of The Golden Bachelor, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit disappointed in the casting. Oh, that wasn't a quote. That was what the writer was saying. My bad.
So if this isn't photoshopped, that's a good-looking 71-year-old man, right?
It's slightly photoshopped. They had a video of him and he didn't look as golden because his skin actually looks golden.
His skin looks golden. Yes, it does.
But here's the problem that everybody is having. Is he going to have age-appropriate women on this show, or are we going to watch this 71-year-old man go after 30-year-old women?
What's age appropriate?
45 and up. For 71-year-old man, 45 and up. Even 45 is a little bit like, come on, sweetie.
Hey, man, them blue pills be working for some people. He might be.
It is not about the blue pills. It is about compatibility. And are we going to see real women like Mama Blanche, like my mom, glammed up going after this man? Are we going to see the 70-year-old woman who got her boobs done and got a tummy tuck and got a BBL? Is that? I don't see that.
First of all, we're not going to see any 70-year-old women. We're going to see 45 and 50-year-old women that are going to have a lot of work.
What if there is one?
First of all, I'm not going to see any of it because I'm not going to watch it. But because I don't watch this stuff. But it's going to be some 45-year-old blondes.
I know you don't watch The Bachelor, but you wouldn't be curious about the girls getting out of the limo. Just the first episode to see the girls get out of the car. Or excuse me, not girls.
How long? Let me ask you this. And you probably know, how many seasons has The Bachelor been on?
20. I think we're at 23 or 24
I've
seasons.
never seen the episode of The Bachelor. Ever.
I haven't either. Neither have I.
Ever. So I'm not gonna watch this. No, I want to watch this for. It's entertaining for some folks.
Curious for the zeitgeist of America to see who they're gonna have. They'll probably have at least 5 women who are 65 because it just
they're not. They're not.
I will bet you $20. There's 5 women out of 20.
Any of these women, if it's 20 total women, I don't know what they normally do. If it's 20 women, I'll give them 5, but they're going to be some amazing looking 60-year-old women. They will be.
How many do you think will be minorities?
There's always one. There'll be one black and one Hispanic. I don't even think it's going to be an Asian. It's going to be one black. She would have her silver hair. One
Asian woman in this day and age, and I think at this point it also needs to be. No, it's not going to be no one Middle Eastern woman.
No, because she looked like an average white girl, so she might be there, and we don't even know she's there. She'll be dark haired, and but it'll be one black woman there. She'll be a nice little silver fox, and but they're all gonna be like fitness IG fitness models.
I know they're all gonna be like, yeah, I just decided to get fit, and I just want to be healthier and live a fun lifestyle, now that the grandkids are a little older. I want to see one woman. I guess I want to see one woman like my mom. Who's like, I just love being with my grandchildren and then leaving them running away.
Here's the thing. I love Mama Blanche. I love my mama. I love my bonus mama. They not making it past episode 1 because they're average 65 and 7-year-old women. That's not what TV is for, right? So no.
My mom has a good dress and a good bra. She could do it. She's not listening right now. That's why I can say stuff like that. So.
God. I'm not trying to think about your mama and her bras. Please stop. All right, so what else we got in what? So we didn't get a chance to finish talking about this woman over in Dubai. She goes over to Dubai. I see they actually did
a definitely a her what.
This is definitely a her what. So for people who haven't heard, she's from DC. She's an influencer. She goes to DC, and we talked about this song a couple of weeks ago. What is her name? Shorty Sexy Red or something. And she talked about the color of her, and then whatever.
Don't say it.
Look it up yourself. I think the sound is called Pound Cake. It's disgusting. So this girl goes out to Dubai and decides she wants to. Now, mind you, they say she was arrested because of the song, but then this goes back. I think this is the same girl who had rented a car, and she started to try to cuss out the people in Dubai, and they said, "Oh no,
she got in a car accident." They keep forgetting about that part. She got in a car accident. And when you get in a car accident in a rental car, it's not some small thing. Like you have the car has to be towed back. Then they want more money because there's a fee when you get in a car accident. So I guess she goes back to the dealership and they let her know there's a fee you have to pay to get your stuff back that was in the car after the car accident. And there's some kind of back and forth and she's somehow arrested. But somehow
she was running her mouth. She was cussing people out in Dubai like she was cussing people out in DC, and you ain't in Northeast. You out there in Dubai, and then people say, oh yeah, lock her up.
And they were saying how, it's because she's a woman. No, Dubai has very strict rules. I know Dubai seems like, because we always hear about IG models going to Dubai and dating princes and doing inappropriate stuff. But real people who live in Dubai live under rules. If, for example, if I was going to go to Dubai and I decided to go somewhere in a midriff top and booty shorts, I would be immediately sent back to my hotel room because that's not how Dubai works.
That's not how it works over here.
The other funny thing about this girl is that they say that she's just an Instagram influencer or she's just somebody chasing clout because she'd had multiple issues with friends where they almost got kicked out of an Airbnb because she tossed a rum and coke at somebody, then started screaming, then started breaking things in the Airbnb, and she had to get put out. So she's had multiple instances of just being uncontrollable. She worked for a trucking company, had 2 men fired because she claimed that they were Me Tooing her, even they were like, we don't even talk to you, we don't like you, like why are you in our faces? And those guys were let go. Then she tried to sue the trucking company because they didn't want to have her on routes because there were so many issues and problems. And then she tried to sue the trucking company for discrimination, for sexual gender discrimination.
So she's a hot mess.
She's a hot mess.
Yeah.
And I hope part of the Dubai program should be etiquette school. How you act here is how you should act everywhere.
Then people over in Dubai, you are not in America. Then people going to do what they want to do with you while you're over there. And so while you're over there acting a plumb fool, you're going to sit up here and ask for some apologies and wonder what in the world, how you going to get out of this mess. Sorry. All right, the other thing we want to talk about.
Going to other people's countries and acting stupid. There was a couple who was from England who went to the Colosseum in Italy and thought it was a smart idea to carve their names in the Colosseum in Rome. And people around them are screaming at them like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're writing our names. And then when he got arrested, he was like, oh, I didn't know it was an ancient historic building. Then why were you going to go look at it, sir? What are you talking about?
I'm just, some people need to just stay their behinds at the house because y'all don't know how to act. All right, let's move. Before we get out of here, we gotta get this in here too. There's a story down in Jacksonville, Florida, which we both used to live in Jacksonville. She's a Democrat who is a part of Governor DeSantis's America's Everybody Follows of African American History Task Force. This woman says, and it's down there. God wouldn't have been able to. She's basically celebrating slavery. Thank God for slavery because let me see if the audio will come through. Let's see. Talking about the Jews. She thanks God for slavery. She thanks God for the crack house. If it wasn't for the crack house, somebody, oh Lord, God would have never been able to use me, Lord Jesus. If it wasn't for slavery, I might be somewhere worshiping a tree.
Was she a crackhead? No, I'm asking. That's a real question. Like, was she a crackhead? She just said, "Thank God for the crack house." Was she a crackhead?
I don't know. She sounds like it. But she not only does she sound like it by this speech, but she sounds like it like basically she's celebrating. This woman is on the task force in your state that's determining whether or not how African American history is going to be taught. My God, when can y'all vote that clown out of office? Outside of him losing, because he's gonna lose. He's not gonna beat out Trump for the Republican nomination. When can y'all vote that clown out of office?
I don't know. I need to look it up. I want to say it's within the next 2 years or something he's going to get voted out. But let's be very clear. He's slowly pissing white people off now. Like, he really is. Like, before it used to be the white people were right behind him. He's Republican. It's this and that. This whole thing about the slavery getting rewritten, you should see his comment section. His comment section used to be like a 50-50 split. Half people supporting him, the other half mad as hell. Now it's all people mad as hell. Because they don't know.
It just makes no sense. There is no end game. The end game is that you're just showing you once again. People are they're going to their base, red meat to the base. They got to realize that most people who matter, they're not in the comment section on anybody's social media thread. They're not out there protesting with signs. They're sitting at the house waiting for the second Tuesday in November to make decisions. There's a lot of folks out here to make a difference that ain't paying attention to all this nonsense that y'all got out here going on. And I just look back, I'm just like, man, when are these people going to be done? When are we going to be done with these people, man? Because we're at a season right now where it's kind of like, I was talking to, one of my GOP strategist associates a couple weeks back. And he said, the best person to run right now, but he's not electable, is Mike Pence as a GOP because quite candidly, guys, we're at a place right now. We need two boring white guys up there for this election. For just this one. Maybe we can get two boring white guys. We already got one. We got Joe Biden.
Ryan.
Why are you going back to Paul Ryan?
Because I love him. Because I love him.
What is he doing now? What is Paul Ryan doing? He's somewhere in Wisconsin.
At Fox News.
Well, there you go. He's on Fox News making money, and he can run his mouth all he wants without having any consequences. All right, great show. We're working on an interview tomorrow that we may air either live or rebroadcast it. We got to continue to get some more conversation around this SAG-AFTRA thing because you guys better thank us for trying to get to the bottom of this stuff because when it gets to October and November and September, you're like, man, why my shows ain't on? Go back to this show. And we told y'all back in August that this is what was going to happen. So, all right, anyway, we appreciate y'all. If you missed any of this show, if you want some more information about the Gathering Spot or anything else that's going on, check out our YouTube page, check out our Facebook page. It's all there. We'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.